Right. So here I'll be deleting the node modules folder, guys. Whenever if you guys wants to run this application, any project, what I observed is when they are using ngs-o, it is giving you an error. So to overcome that, what you can do is just use the npm install. Whenever if you can do that npm install, it will communicating with okay, now it's clear, right, Prashant? Prashant, is my voice is clear now? Okay. So what you guys will do is, I'm just uploading here, how to use this one employee CRUD that I'm using. And that project is also going to be added to here. Now what you can do is, once you download it from that particular path, wherever you guys wants to run that application, from that particular path, especially use a command that is npm install, so that automatically it will add all the required libraries. If there is no library support, it won't execute it at all. Shrikant, why you are doing like that? Why can't we upload the node module? If one project, the node modules, if we can take, it's almost 300 MB, right? And we discussed about these many projects over here, 300 into, let's say 15 projects, if we can assume 15, 15 into 300 means it's unnecessary 1.5 GB data waste, right? That is only the reason I'm not uploading the node module. Just one command has to be given. Now you can see, if you can go to the D drive, and I have the sessions as the folder, Angular as the folder, and Feb Angular, employee CRUD is available. Did you find the node modules here? Tell me. Did you find any node modules here? Now this time you see, when I'm trying to open it and then ng, yes, if I'll be using -o, it will throw me an error definitely. What is that error? Node packages may not be installed. Try installing with npm install. That means it clearly gives you what to do in order to run this application. Now at that time, if you can go with npm install and then click on hit on enter, then automatically it will download all the packages. Then tell me, Shrikant, how it comes to know that what packages needs to be installed? Very important interview question. When you write an npm install command, then it will install all the packages, right? But how your Angular application come to know that what packages are used in that application? How your Angular application come to know that? For that reason only, we have a file that is what? Package.json file is available. If you can open, let's say package.json, I'm sorry. If you can open the package.json, now you can see here we have all the packages or not. Angular animation package is required and it's 15th version, common package, compiler package, and at the time of doing the development, what packages are available. So everything is going to be configured over here. Not even that, we install the bootstrap and the bootstrap package is also going to be added it over here. So based upon that only, it will get installed all the required packages whenever if you run the Angular application. Do remember, it's very important. Very important interview question it is. Package.json is very important for us. Then how it is connected with that one? Package.json file internally connected with another file, that is what we call it as package.lock-json. Now if you can open that, what package has to be downloaded from which origin? You can see there, registry.npmjs.org, from where it has to download. Each and everything is provided over here. You can see that. Understood. Based on these two files only, your application will download all the necessary packages when you run the command that is npm install. Very, very, very important interview question. Clear na? Clear everyone? Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, I have added all the projects so far. There is nothing pending from my end. I'll be adding you like, the couple of interview questions as well. Maybe let's say, okay, I provided all the Angular notes here, guys. You people just go through this once. It cover like all the TypeScript and Angular, everything is available here. And then following with, I'm going to add you like, couple of questions as well, interview question. Right now, I'm adding like, the last 30 questions only, but definitely I'll be adding like few more questions to this one. Maybe not immediately, whenever if I'll be getting some free time. Why, Pujita? Are you not the part of this drive? Please don't ask me these questions. Not showing. Is it not showing to you? It is for everyone, right? Everyone is having like, the same things. If you are not getting, just please check with Venu is there, right? Just ask him like, what kind of, sir, what about the NASCAM certificate? Did I, anytime like, did I told you that I'm providing you the NASCAM certificate? Then what is this question, Subbu, to me? I never give you the certification on Angular also, not NASCAM. I never give any certificate. I'm just giving you the subject. That's it. Okay. Any additional things you just come and ask like, the admin who are working here. Right. So I'll just like, the modify. I mean, whenever the new version comes, if anything like which I feel new and which is very important to you, just to follow this drive, the validity would be hardly like, 1 to 2 years. Definitely 2 years, this drive will be kept like that. After that, I'll remove. But up to like, the 2 years, if any new updation comes, I'll just update the notes. Just please follow it. Definitely. If any updation and if anything I wanted to give you as an announcement, just I'll be doing like in the drive. So please follow it so that it will be good for you to get updated with the latest upcoming technologies. I just wanted to tell you about that. And the next one is going to be, as I told you, the third important thing. Yesterday we have seen like how do we work with water. Lazy loading is the one, and the second one is going to be the Angular material UI. Both are done. In the material UI, we have two things. The first one is going to be what? Component. Second one, CDK. Components are used to provide what? The user interface. And when it comes to, let's say, the CDK is all about the performance. How you are going to achieve the performance and each and everything will be handled with the help of what? Like, the CDK, component development kit that we are having. The last one, when I say about like, the programmatic one, especially here is unit testing. Just keep the heading unit testing. So what programmatically, this is very important to understand. Sorry. Right. Now come to here. So generally, like, how an application is going to be built. What is your understanding? Tell me. I mean, how an application is going to be built. Do you have any idea about like how it is going to be built? How a software application is built? Any idea? No. Okay. So every software application you can take, generally speaking, it's a distributed application where you have different environments that the application is going to be available. First one is going to be development. Second one is going to be QA. QA stands for quality analysis or analyst. and the third one is going to be beta version, and the fourth one is going to be the production application that we are having. So coming to here, whatever that application we have it in the development, whatever that application we have it in the QA, or it is in the beta, or it is in the production, all places we have almost the same application. There is no like, the major changes. Development and QA additional logic is there, which is not available on the production, generally speaking. Now here, earlier, like, the scenario is going to be, we follow like, the waterfall model. Okay. The model that what we are following earlier is going to be waterfall model. And in the waterfall model, what happened, first we will be starting with the development. And before that, we have like many stages are there, but I don't want to discuss anything about it. First, we will be doing like, the development. And once if the development is going to be, it is moving it to the QA. QA is something like what? I'll be writing here, it is going to be the testing. And once if the testing is ready, that testing what we have written, that is done by the testers, generally speaking, that is done by the testers, and it is fine. But directly, we cannot blindly depend on the testers testing. If I release that application, whole application to the real world, then users may create different bugs. Suppose I ask the user to enter a number. If they are giving some number, something like I asked to enter a number that is 21 as the number that I asked. If that is a case, if user has given, let's say TWENTY, something like that, if they are giving, then that is also valid only, right? The word is valid, but like, the format is going to be the different. If that is a case, how it is going to handle? User has given like that, but testers miss that scenario. If user has done that, then what happened? Again, that would be a bug. It will crash the whole system. Again, you start like, that implementation from the development and then moving it to the testing. Testers will test that functionality. Again, it is moving it to the production. So this is the scenario where like, the beta is going to be involved. Now what beta will do is beta servers, these are mainly used for UAT, user acceptance testing, I can say. User acceptance testing in the sense, suppose if all the development is done and QA is ready to sign off, and your application is available in like different servers, right? Suppose my application is available in 4 servers, and these 4 servers, we will be getting the live traffic. Now that live traffic, 5% of the traffic, I am giving it to this particular one. 5% in the sense, let's say every day, if I'm getting, let's say 100 requests, out of 100, 5% means 5% of the request, 5 real-time user requests, I'm sending it to the UAT for a week time. That is generally what we call it as beta regression. Okay, beta regression. What I'm doing, I'm going to test that new implementation with the real world data. If that is a case, okay, if that is a case, what happened, whenever if anything is happened to that particular application with a real-time scenario or real world data, then I don't need to go with the production server. Because like beta is also completely under the control of like, the dev team only, 90% of the company. And then once if the beta is also successfully passed, or else the regression of process is successfully done, then what I want to do, I'll move my whole application to the production. I'll move my whole application to where? The production server. So this is how like, the practical implementation Now you can see when I say about the waterfall model, like this is how it is going to be. First the development and then starting with the QA. Once if the QA has given the sign up, we will be testing that application with the beta environment where we are performing mostly the user acceptance testing, and then only the production is going to be happen. So in this particular scenario, what happened, the time when the user or client has given the requirement, the client involvement is there only at the dev stage, not even at the dev. At the time of before the development, we have the requirement and gathering, analysis, planning is there, right? At that particular moment, the client involvement is available. Once if the application is ready to be released, then only again the client is coming back for us. So till that time, like, we don't have any kind of client interaction. That is only the problem where, like, the expectation, that means the actual result is going to be, actual requirement is different, and the result is also going to be different. That is how it is going to be. But coming to the next scenario, the next scenario is going to be agile methodology. In agile methodology, what happened, first we will be doing the development, and after that, whatever like you people have done, that has to be tested by yourself directly with the help of unit testing. That means before I'm going to moving any functionality to open it to the QA, first what I can do, I'll be doing as a developer, I'll be doing the unit testing of my code. Now, what is meant by a unit testing here exactly is, unit testing is a process of testing the functionality. Unit testing is the process of testing the functionality that a developer has completed. Suppose today my client is asking me, Srikanth, implement the login page, and these are the validations you have to follow. Like that, if they are giving the story to me, then blindly I cannot implement and I cannot write the logic for to do the validation. But also after completing that, I am going to test that particular functionality by myself as a developer, because developer is having like, more knowledge around like about the functionality, right? If I am giving some task to you, technically you have sounds good, and functionally also you have like, some idea about it. But the same task is giving it to the tester. What the testers will do is they always think functionally, they don't know anything about the technical idea. Generally, that is only the reason where nowadays the automation testing, have you heard about it? Selenium, right? Coded UI, all these are the automation testing. Why it is introduced in the market is they just wanted to know at least some knowledge around the technical stuff as well, to do like, these things automation by writing the program. That is the reason. But what is the importance of unit testing, and how many companies we are having in order to do that? Means hardly I can say 20% of the company. It's all depend on the project, like, the scope of the project, because how much time it is taken to do the development. When it comes to unit testing, it is taking around 70% of the time. Suppose let's say I developed a functionality within an hour, and as a developer, if I'll be writing a proper unit test case, again, it is taking me approximately 40 minutes. If you people are having that much time, then only we can go with this one. Otherwise, general unit testing will be doing without adding any kind of framework support. But Angular, what it will do, and this unit testing is like, the common scenario. For every development you can go, unit testing is common. Let's say if it is an Angular, Jasmine and Karma framework provide the Angular unit test cases. If it is a Java, they have their own. If it is a .NET, NUnit is available, MS Unit is available. And if it is a PHP, they are having their own. If it is a Python, they have their own. Like that it is going to be. That means from one development to another development, the frameworks are changed, but the intention is going to be the same. Now, that once the unit testing is done, then the next process will be started. QA testing is going to be, and in the QA testing, generally FET regression, that what I can say, and at the same time, we have the beta regression. This is also done by the QAs only. And after that only, the application is going to be moved into the production servers. Understood? Now, this is what we call it as unit testing. A unit testing is the process of testing the functionality. And who will test that? Developer only. Developer is the only responsible person responsible to do that one. And to do the unit testing, we have different unit testing mechanisms or frameworks are available, like I can say that, especially if it is an Angular, I'm telling you, like in Angular, we use Jasmine and Karma framework. We use Jasmine and Karma framework, but if you can go with like .NET, we have a different one. And if we can go with Java, we have a different one. Anyhow, I'll just tell you Java unit testing frameworks. JUnit, yeah, Java, yes, JUnit on. Very recently, I have gone through that. JUnit. JBehave is available, and you can see JUnit is available. This is like, very much popular because I like in my company, my platform was completely in Java. The front end part is completely handled by using .NET, Angular and all. That is where like I do have like, some expertise, like, I mean, I can understand somehow around like, the Java, but not 100%. I had attended a meeting. Right now, my company is following this one, JUnit, which is like, the very popular framework to do that. Serenity is the one. And the same way, when you go to like, the Microsoft C#.NET, you can go with unit testing framework if you can go. And 90% of the scenario, like here, we will be using MS Unit is the one that what we are having. You can see MS Test, NUnit, and XUnit .NET that what we are having. And the same way, if we can go to the Angular unit testing frameworks, if you can go, we have like, the couple of things that is going to be Karma and Jasmine. You can see that Karma and Jasmine is the one that what we are having in order to do that particular one. This is how it is going to be. Now, how do I implement it? Generally, like, what exactly the unit testing will contain here. So testing is something like what? Testing is nothing but verifying. That means I just wanted to verify. Okay, I just wanted to verify. That means, let's say I'm going to develop an application. That application, okay, that application as is equal to be. That means whatever the requirement I'm getting from the client, if that application as it is to be the requirement, then that is what we call it as successful testing. If it is not going to be like that, suppose let's say if I'm giving not equal, then there in that case, the test is going to be fail. Suppose if the actual application, what the expectation, and then the application that what we are having, if both are going to be the same, then the test is going to be passed. Simply, I can say as is refers to what developer has designed, and at the same time I can say to be refers what client wants. If the developer developed application is exactly to be, that is where as is to be, then the test is going to be passed. In else case, the test is going to be fail. And to implement that, we have what? Jasmine and Karma, that what we are having, we will be having something like this. Now, what I just want to do is, let me create a new project for this particular one. To do that, let's say ng G for generate, and I wanted to have an application, and the name of that application is going to be, let's say, unit testing, that what I can give, and at the same time, I'll be clicking on OK, so that we'll be having it. Would you like to add that Angular routing and CSS? Anything if you wanted to add, you can add it over there. Right. Now it is getting installed. If you can go to the projects folder, and we have like, the last one, I guess, the unit testing that we are having. Under that, we have an SRC. Under that, we have an app folder. And we have like, different folders are available. Now let me come back here and go to that integrated terminal. And then what you can do is, I'll be using the command prompt. And then, so how to create a general component? ng G, C for the component. Suppose, let's say I wanted to create a home component. Then I'll be giving the home. And if you can remember, so far these many days, I'm using hyphen skip hyphen test, right? So what happen if I'm using like in that way? Why I used like that? Remove the testing file. That is the specification. By default, like what happened? The test file is going to be created. In Angular, like, they made it in a way, they are going to give like, the basic test case for us. But now what we have wanted to do, if you don't want that, then you can give hyphen skip test. If I'll be giving, and let's say, okay, now you can see, we will be getting like, the files over here. I'll be coming back here. And there we have the home folder. And here you can see, we have the specification file. Inside that specification file, we have a couple of specifications here. So the first one is going to be, we have a method that is the describe method. What it will do? Create a group of specification. Often it is called it as a suit, that what I can say. And the second one is going to be, what they have done, they created an object of the component or not. What is the name of the component we are having? What is the name of the component? Home component only, right? You can see, I'll go to my TS file. I'm having a component, and that is the name of the component. That is what home component, right? Yes or no? They created a home component object, and then what they are doing, before each, and then test bed, like all these are like, different things. As a developer, you need not to worry about all those things. I'll give you like, generally like how the test cases are going to be written. Simply, Jasmine framework provides various methods to do the unit testing, like, so the first method is going to be, I can say, first, there are 3 steps, guys. First one is going to be arrange, and arrange is something like configure. And to do that one, we have a method that is going to be the describe method is available. Okay. Describe method is available. That is the first one. Second one is going to be act is available. Act is something like, I can say, define the functionality to test. What you guys wants to write the functionality to test, that you can do it over here. And to do that one, it provides a method. What method it is going to be? It is the method. And the third one is going to be assert is available. Assert is nothing but report the result. Report the result, that what we are having. Report the result. So how to report the result over there? How to report the result? To do that one, we have a method that is going to be expect is available. Okay, expect is the method that what we are having. So what are the three steps has to follow? The first one is going to be arrange, second one is the act, and third one is the asset. And arrange is something like for what reason? Configuring. And the second one, act, is used for what reason? Define the functionality to test. And asset is the one, what is the purpose of it? Report the result. That is the main purpose of it. Now what I want to do, I'll go to my home component here, and in my home component, let me write a simple functionalities. I don't want to write like, more complex over here. Let me add like, the simple functionality. Let's say public. I'll be writing a method that is the title method, which is of type string that what I can give. And I just wanted to write return. Okay, return. I'm using home. That's it. What I'm doing, the first method is going to be, I just wanted to provide a title, and the title to be what? Home component, or else like, let's say home component. The client is asking me, Srikanth, I just need like, some title, and the title is always to be the name of the component that what you people have written, so that I'm giving the home component here. And at the same time, maybe let's say public, let's say cart value is another function. And then here I'll be providing the quantity, which is of type number, and at the same time price, which is of type number that what I can give. And I wanted to return something like quantity into price that what I can write. So total, how many functions are available here? Two function. And this is also return a value of type number that what I can say. Okay, number that what I can say. Now I just wanted to test it, how the functionality is going to be. To do that one, the first thing is going to be, we just wanted to write the test cases here. Write the test cases here. I'm in which file? You can see I'm in which file right now? Home component dot spec dot ts. Always write the specifications in this particular file. The file extensions are going to be very important for us. Whenever it finds the spec dot ts, that is for the unit testing purpose. Spec means specification file. Now what I want to do, I'm having write the test cases here. Now how I can do that one? The first thing is going to be, as I told you, what it is? Arrange. Arrange means what? Configure. And how do I configure it? By using which method? Describe method. So that the very first thing what I can do, I am using a method that is describe is the method that what I am using. What method it is going to be? Describe, and give any description over there. Maybe let's say home, or else let's say component title test that what I can do. Component title test that what I can do. Just it's a name. And after that, the second one is going to be, we just have to provide the specification. That is how it is going to be. Now, this is the step number one. Is this clear for everyone? Just to configure, nothing. You need not to do anything. Just to configure it over there. And second thing is going to be what we are having. Act is available. Define the functionality to test. Now, how to define it? By using what? It. Now, again, you can see the expectation. That means what you guys wants to give it over there. What would be that expectation over here by writing this test case? What is the behind scenario? What you guys wants to test, that you can define it over there. Now, what is that expectation generally here? Now, the expectation is going to be, expectation is what here it is. Expectation is going to be, it has to load home component, right? Yes or no? The title of the component should be what? Home component. That is my expectation, that you can specify it here. So how I can do that one. How I can do that one? How I can do that one? After that, if you can give the comma, then you can give the assertion that what I wanted to give. The third one is going to be that assertion. Now what I am trying to do, I am writing expect, expect. I'm going to write what? Expect. What I wanted to expect, the component object is available here. You can see that. I created already the component object or not. Now component dot, okay, component dot title that what we are having, title that what we are having is to be what we wanted to have. Let's say home component. That means when I'm executing this method, whatever the result I'm getting, that result is exactly similar to this or not. I'm doing the comparison. Okay, here I'm writing like, the small logic. Suppose if I'm having like, 100 lines of the code, 200 lines of the code, then what result we are getting, we don't know. Suppose based on condition, if I'm rendering it over there, what result the function is giving, we don't know. But end of the scenario is going to be, after all the function execution is going to be done, then my component should return the title as going to be what? Home component. If it written in that way, then only my application is good. Otherwise, my application is not a good application. That is how it is going to be. Now, this is the one. And the same way, we will be writing and another test case as well. That's up to you. So how to write? Same thing. Tell me, could you please tell me how to write? Again, first, we will be having what? Describe. And here, total value. Let's say total test, I can say, right? Total test. And after that, specification declaration has to be provided. And here what I can do, I'll be using 8. This is the act. Now I just wanted to provide. So value is, suppose let's say 2000 into 2 or 3 item, then 6000. Value is 6000. I'm passing some dummy value. I'll be passing some dummy value, nothing apart from that. Now here, I'll be writing some assertion. So how do I do that one? Simply, let me open it and then I'll be writing expect. What I want to do, component dot get a total or something, cart value. Here, the expectation is going to be the quantity is 2. Some dummy value you can give, and then the price is going to be 2000 is to be how much it is 6000 or not. Then my test is going to be success. Otherwise, the test is going to be failed. That what I can do. Understood? Suppose I write like 100 some logic over there around like let's say 200 lines of logic I have written. Just you can imagine that I have written like that. I know like what logic I have written as a developer. What would be that input I know, what would be that output also I know. That is the reason where unit testing is done by the developer only, not by the testers. And to do this one, tell me how much time it is taken for me to implement it over there. Almost 70% of the time it is required here to write all the test cases or not. Yes or no? Yes or no? Definitely it is required. As these are that example, it is taken me like, the very small amount of that time, but in practical environment, how much functionality you have implemented in your code, that much time, that much logic has to be written. That is only the reason in practical environment, only I can say 20% of the priority is giving to write the unit test cases. Remaining 80% of that application, just we are doing the unit testing manually. Okay, it is working fine or not. Is it impact on like, anywhere in the within that application? Is it follow like, the let's say try catch implementation, maybe to handle that exception, whether they are handling that exceptions in a proper way or not. So such kind of logics are going to be implemented. And about this one, for simple functionality, this is, if there is a complex, we have to write lot of logic inside it. That is the reason, but still. Okay, fine. Now my application is ready. Now I just wanted to execute this application right now. So how I can execute it? To do that one, first of all, I'll go to the app-home and then I'll go to my app module here. Let's go to that index.html where I can give app-home is the one. And after that, I'll go to my app module.ts. Now what component I have created? Let me go to there. I'll be using the home component and giving it over there. This is the one. And once if both are done, then what I can do is I'll go to the HTML. Just I'm displaying a simple H1 home component. Just a minute. Right. Home component is available. I'm just saving it over there. Now, like, the code is ready. Then the next one is going to be what? Testing. So to do the testing, what you guys can do is run that application from here so that I'll go with CD space unit testing, that what I can give CD space unit hyphen testing. Sorry. Unit hyphen testing, that what I can give. Otherwise, I'll go to the folder, guys. It's very important. Unit testing folder, right? I'll be using the command prompt. Now here, I just wanted to run a command. What command has to be run? ng test. ng stands for Angular, and we just wanted to run the test over. No, it is showing you like what are the specification list also. The title of the component is going to be app component, trainer component. It is running like, different one, not this one. See that. We have the title component demo. The trainer component, what it is showing. The big, just give me 1 minute. No, it's not like that. As we are in like, workspace environment, right? It is looking for like all the projects that are defined it over that. That is the problem. Maybe how to run a specific project, how to run unit test. For a specific project. In Angular workspace. The problem is just like that only. What it is doing is it is running the whole ng test hyphen project. Let's try this. So what you guys can do is just to create like a separate one and then you can try. Still we have 6 specification. Right, now you see it is working perfectly. Because like, yeah, that's correct only because you see like we have total 2 components are available in our file, right? If you can open like, this one here, how many components are available? One is the app component is available and a home component is available. In both the places we are having what? 2 specification files are available. It is go and get like, all the values to something like this. Now here you can see the first home component, you can see I have 2 test cases. The component title expectation is going to be the home component and result is also the same. But here the test case is failed here or not. The value is going to be 6,000. Why it is going to be failed? I'll just come to here and just you can see where it is defined. I'll be having here. Now here what I have given 2 into okay 2 comma 2000 I have given, then it is fine. I mean this is going to be total how much 4,000. So that if I'll be giving the 4,000 here and save that application, and if you can just come back here, it is automatically run and it will show you that output. That means you should be in a position to test both positive and negative. You can write separately again. Here I'm writing like the positive cases only, but like you supposed to hit like the positive cases and then following with negative cases also. Okay, and when it comes to the review point of view, there is a concept of code coverage is available. I will show you how to run the unit test for code coverage. Code coverage in Angular, you can see find out how much code is going to be tested. Then you can see if you guys can just copy this command. Okay, if you can copy this command and then I just wanted to write, let's come back here and clear the screen. Now here I'll be giving ng test hyphen watch. Okay, and here ng test, let's have the command. What is ng test hyphen no watch hyphen no watch, and at the same time I'll be giving hyphen project is equal to okay, I'll be using what unit testing, that what I can give the time when I'm executing it, it will show you like whole the, I mean as a lead, suppose like in my company the code coverage is going to be very important. Okay, the code coverage is going to be very important to me. If that is a case, let's say I have 10 developer, each developer is created, let's say 10 test cases they have created. That means 10 component they created. Each component is having its own test cases, right? If that is a case, how could I understand? Do I need to verify each and every test case by looking into that? Is it possible? Tell me. Is it possible? As a reviewer, once you write the code and you submitted your code to me, as a reviewer, I cannot go through your test cases, right? For that reason, Angular framework, they provided a code coverage, and the code coverage percentage, you can find it here. That means the statements, how much it is going to be 100%, and branches 100%, functions 100%. Because all the functions that I defined, I'm able to provide the test cases, right? That is the reason it is giving me 100%, lines 100%, everything is giving me. This is how I'm able to get the summary of what the test cases, whether you write or not. Some people they said like initial days, like very initial, before like this tool was not introduced, Have you followed like all the unit test cases? Yes, Srikanth. Because I cannot verify. One functionality may contain like, 10 positive, 10 negative scenario based on the validation part. If that is a case, how I come to know that each and everything? That is the reason it is very difficult. But when it comes to the review point of view, it is a challenging task to identify whether they properly followed it or not. To overcome that only, we have this one. This is where like, we will be getting like, the coverage summary. How much percentage you people have covered, that you can find it over here. Suppose let's say I'll go to my home component here, or else let's say I'll go to my app component dot ts is here. I'll be removing everything. Just I'm removing everything and save this application and then come back here. Okay, let's execute for one more time this one. If you can go to here, it is showing like, that all the test cases, and it is giving me, you see, statement. No, coverage should be different. Coverage should be different. Why it is not taking, I don't know. Maybe the tool access is required. But it will show you like, how frequently you have written the test cases and how much functionality you covered. Everything that you people can find it over here. That is the reason. But for you as a developer, it is not required. You just need to have what? NG test. If you can give that NG test, then automatically the code is going to be executed and it will show you all the test cases that are written over here. Any questions here? Okay, any questions, please tell me. This is all about the unit test case. To test the functionality, we use a command that is what? Ng test. But run it in a specific folder. Run in specific project. If you can run in like, the workspace environment, then you might get a lot of issues. So that run in a specific project. And with this, like we completed the Angular, but don't worry. Tomorrow I'll take RxJS operator. And if time permit, I'll give an overview of how we can give RxJS as well. NGRX, sorry. NGRX is also going to be covered tomorrow. There is only one unit testing framework. No, we have only one. Jasmine and Karma, as far as I know. Okay. Material UI onwards. That means from yesterday onwards, whatever we are discussing, 90% like, out of my experience, I'm telling you, never come across. Material UI is not that much important. Unit testing or RxJS like operator, few operators only we will be using mostly, not all that operator. So like that it is. And there is another one that what we are having most about what it is, life cycle hook. It's all about like, the most of the time it's theory only. There is nothing here to understand what it is. No, I'm not teaching anything apart from this one. Don't ask me daily. Now, when I say about component, so as far as like, that information that I got from the management, it was done, I guess 4 days back. 4 days back, it was done. It's all like, based on my interest only I'm taking. and don't include anything apart from this one. Because like it gave me like, the bad impression on me also. Why Srikanth is taking again and again these minutes. One second. Sorry.
Recording stopped.
Okay, tell me one thing. What is the use of NASCOM certificate? What is the use of it? Anyone? I'll give a couple of HR numbers if you need. Just ask them like, I completed like, NASCOM certification. Immediate next question is what is NASCOM? Okay. When like, I'm telling you like 2012 or 2013, when we were completed the graduation and when we came here, Elitmus is there. Elitmus. Do you know? Now also, I guess we have. That certification is like, good when compared with NASCOM. But what is the need of it is just like to add one more point in the resume. It doesn't mean that like, tell me frankly, what is the difference the people who learn from some other faculty and from here? Both are teaching Angular only, right? Both are teaching Angular, both are following the same subject. Because like I am not created that Angular where I have like all the rights to teach. Like, I never told you that I'm going to explain you everything that we have it in Angular. That is not required. As a real-time guy, like whatever is required, I'm explaining you that much. But if anything new comes to you, then you have to do by your own. That is what the very first day I have given the promise to you. This is what I'll definitely stick on that. But so coming like, the days based on our interaction, you people ask me a question. Okay, I'll add. So that because of that, like, it is going right now. But generally like done. But one thing is, it doesn't matter that like what certifications you have done, what academic you have done. Let's say what percentage of score you people are having. It's all about how you perform the technical interview. That is matters. Out of 100, 30% of the companies only they follow like, all this junk certification, whether the person is from like, the great universities or not, or else did they have like 90% or 80% of the score. All these like, taken care by only, I can say those are junk companies, including TCS. According to me, TCS is a junk. That is where I stopped the recording. Seriously, that's a junk. If anyone who joined in either TCS or Infi, seriously, I'm telling, just check with them how they are getting like, the yearly bonus or how they are getting the yearly hike. Just check with them. Infosys, like, how much worst it is. You people have learned here Java and you spend around like 1 year of the time to understand the Java, Angular. You wanted to start your career into that. They will straight away recruit you and they are giving 4 lakh per annum. Just a simple for an example, they place you in another projects which are not relevant to you. They will give the training. And once if the project is done, maybe it take let's say 2 years or 3 years, then you realize that we just wanted to step out, because if you will be in any company, then there is no hike. Don't expect like, the great hikes until unless if it is a product based company and you are a very critical resource to the company, then only you will be getting good hike. Otherwise, like the whole team will not get the good hikes if you are in the same company, generally speaking. So, I mean, this is one of my friend and she had learned like, from me only .NET. She is my student actually, but family friend. She completed like, training .NET and she worked on the .NET and she moved into that Azure. There also .NET and she got the chance in Infi, and there she worked for DevOps. Power Apps. Power Apps is completely different. That is Microsoft technology, even though she is not writing like any kind of C# .NET code over there. And she worked for there like for around 2 to 3 years. And then she came to WinWare Software Solution, Power Apps only. Very recently, 3 months back, the HR called, if you wanted to resign, you can, otherwise we terminate. She immediately started searching for a job. Still like, it's a 4th month, I guess. She don't have the job in her hand. Now tell me. That is how the Infi is playing. Now next, somebody they're still on the bench for an over year in the TCS and Infosys. What that I told you very clearly, right? How the companies are earning the money. On me, when I was worked for service-based company, they are giving 6 lakh per annum and my take-home salary is 40,000. I worked for Microsoft around 3.5 years. Per month, my salary, Microsoft is crediting to the Value Labs or People Tech, whatever. These companies, 2.3 lakh to 3.6 lakh per month it is. That means within 2 months, they got everything, right? Then if they'll keep me on the bench for 10 months also, will they get any loss? Tell me. If I work for 6 months, 6 into 3, 18 lakhs. So that if I'll be in the bench for 3 years, did they get any loss? No. That is only the reason where like, most of the people, they kept like, the bench strength. They maintain the bench strength because of that reason only. That is where it doesn't matter that like, about the certification, whatever it is, or Angular certification, Naresh IT or NASCOM, some XYZ, it doesn't matter at all. First practice that Angular. Why I'm telling this means somebody had called me because we have an admin with the name Srikanth, same name. He thought that like I am that admin and he called me, my course is ready to over, please provide me the NASCOM certificate. Or what you are doing with that? Sir, sorry, sir. Okay. That is the reason where don't think about the certifications and all. My sincere suggestion is practice it. Definitely you will be getting, because right now the market is too good. If you are not able to get, just do a more practice and keep like, 1 to 2 years of fake experience and then join. Because 2 years, like, 0 expectations on you. With 2 years of experience, 0 expectations on you. They won't give you blindly, like, the whole system to you. They will give you simple stories initially. Okay. So I don't want to reveal my company. It's not the good thing. That is only the reason. Every company is looking for like, the fake candidates only if they are having like, more strength than the expectation. Until unless if the requirement is there, they will recruit you, even though you are fake. Only like, the TCS. I told you, right, couple of Gen company. They think about like, university, where you are. In Amirpet Road, like, Satyam Theatre to Maitri Vanam, if you can connect any of the friends or any of the guy, bro, where we are able to get the fake experience certificate, they will give you like, whole address. And if you found a right person, they will take you to there also. Okay. We are in Amirpet, man. Everything is available here within 45 days. Okay. Anyhow, component cycle, it's 1023. Okay. I'll explain you about this tomorrow. Okay. I'll explain you about the component life cycle and I'll give you an overview of like, how do we use like, RxJS operator and NGRX, a quick overview. Everything will be covered by tomorrow. I'll try to finish it by tomorrow. If not, day after tomorrow. Thursday is going to be the last day for us. As I promised you, I'll share you a good application to you. Okay, where it cover like most of the concept. I'm trying to do that one as well. Okay, these 2 days we'll be doing it. That's it. That's it for the day. Thank you and have a nice day. By Thursday, maximum it's Thursday.